Welcome to Asia News Today, our daily whip around the region, looking at the main news stories. Because we're on YouTube, we'll ask that you subscribe to the channel and click the like button before you get to the end. In the meantime, South Korean officials are giving Tesla a hard time. Hong Kong's healthcare system is being overwhelmed. 11 have drowned in big waves off the southern coast of an Indonesian island, and Malaysia's looking to delay its reopening plans. All that and a lot more as we kick off with today's Asia News Today. Hong Kong's healthcare is being overwhelmed by a big surge in new COVID infections. Patients showing symptoms are now having to be treated outside the crowded hospitals. The government admits it's struggling to contain the wave of Omicron infections, but is ruling out a Hong Kong-wide lockdown. A record 4,285 new infections were reported yesterday in the special administrative region of 7.5 million people. China's President Xi Jinping has made a rare intervention yesterday by urging local leaders to take all necessary measures. Hong Kong has now confirmed about 26,000 infections since the start of the pandemic and just over 200 deaths, numbers that remain far below any other similar-sized cities. South Korea's consumer and antitrust regulator is considering penalties against the US electric car company Tesla over findings the manufacturer exaggerated the specifications of its battery life. The Korea Fair Trade Commission sent a report to the electric car maker claiming that it had exaggerated the mileage of some of its models, including the popular Model 3, in violation of the Korean Act on Fair Labelling and Advertising. Tesla, on its own website, claimed its Model 3 can travel 528 kilometres on a single charge, but the KFTC claims the range may fall short of that if temperatures drop below freezing. Temperatures in the capital Seoul can drop below zero for 3 to 4 months of the year. Analysts say most EVs will generally experience some loss of driving range in colder weather. In South Korea, Tesla requires customers to pay a deposit of the equivalent of $84 when purchasing a Tesla car, but deposits were not refunded if customers wanted to cancel before delivery. Moderna Inc., the US biotech company and maker of the popular mRNA vaccine, is planning to set up 4 subsidiaries in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong and Taiwan to support the delivery of its vaccines across East and Southeast Asia. The Taiwan-based subsidiary is expected to be established by year's end and would bolster the existing medical community through recruitment of local talent and partnerships with hospitals. Moderna says its contract with Taiwan would see 200 million of its COVID-19 doses delivered this year, with another 15 million doses arriving in 2023. Moderna is also developing a next-generation vaccine, which it hopes to launch in the second half of the year, pending regulatory approval, to target newer strains of the coronavirus. 11 people have drowned after being dragged under by big waves on a beach in Indonesia's East Java province, despite warnings to avoid swimming. Payangan Beach is about 100 kilometres west of the island of Bali. The people that drowned were part of a group of 24 people from several villages who took part in a local ritual that involves swimming in the ocean on Saturday nights. 23 were dragged out to sea, but 12 of them managed to get back to shore. Indonesia's weather agency is warning of potential extreme weather and high waves in several local regions, including East Java province. An Indonesian court has sentenced a teacher to life in prison for the rape of 13 students in a case that's shocked Indonesians and brought attention to sexual abuse in some of the country's religious boarding schools. The sentence was handed down in Bandung District Court in West Java. 36-year-old Heri Wirawan was found guilty of raping 13 female students and impregnating at least 8 of them. The court heard that the incidents spanned 5 years. The pattern of abuse surfaced after the family of a female student reported the man to the police for raping and impregnating their teenage daughter in 2021. During the trial, it was revealed he'd raped the children, many from poor families, attending the school on scholarships. The case has sparked national outrage, with an Indonesian government official saying Indonesian President Joko Widodo has paid special attention to the case. In the Philippines, the Supreme Court has approved an administrative policy making it easier for stateless individuals seeking asylum in the island nation to acquire Philippine citizenship, including orphan children and their legal guardians. The High Court has approved the rule on facilitated naturalisation of refugees and stateless persons. In a statement yesterday, the 15-member tribunal wrote that the new rule is their contribution to ensure refugees and stateless persons have full access to rights through improved policy and a reformed legal and operational framework. The new ruling will allow asylum seekers who wish to obtain Filipino citizenship to apply online through the High Court's website or through the website of a local newspaper or the state-owned journal Official Gazette. A former Goldman Sachs partner has testified in a US federal court that greed and ambition motivated his participation in a massive bribery scheme that stole billions of dollars from the Malaysian sovereign wealth fund, 1MDB. The former chief of Goldman's Southeast Asia operation, Tim Leisner, is the highest profile witness in the criminal trial of Roger Ng, the former head of investment banking in Malaysia. Roger Ng is accused of receiving millions of dollars in kickbacks for his involvement in embezzling funds from 1MDB and for helping to form a relationship with the Malaysian financier Joe Low, who was the main mediator between 1MDB and the bank. In a 2018 trial, Leisner pleaded guilty to similar charges and agreed to cooperate with the Malaysian government's ongoing criminal investigation. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, the government has decided not to reopen the country on March 1, as recommended by its National Recovery Council, saying it needs more time to conduct further studies and that it prefers the path of country-specific travel bubble arrangements at this stage. Last year, the Malaysian holiday island of Langkawi reopened for international arrivals under the Langkawi Domestic Travel Bubble Pilot Project, but received less than 4,300 international tourists by February the 9th. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture says that the additional preparations would include discussions with tourism ministries in other countries. The news comes as Malaysia sees record high daily infections, exceeding last year's Delta wave. Well, that's all the latest from around the region. We do this every weekday and hope you tell your friends about the new program. In the meantime, thanks for watching. You're up to date on the Thaiger.